SaisPhilosophy. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Om Sri Sainathaya Namaha. At the outset, I request you to accept my humble pranams. To talk of Shirdi Sai's philosophy is like attempting to measure energy contained in the 5 basic elements of universe, that is air, water, fire, earth and sky. Making attempt to measure their energy content is like experiencing both present and future at the same time. It is impossible, but human nature is ever probing to know about the finer details and therefore engaged in doing research on the process. Many of us consider Sai Satcharitra as a spiritual book and resort to regular parayana. Sai, while deposing in the court of Dhulia, said, "My age is lakhs of years." In the chapter 3 of Sri Sai Satcharitra, Baba said, "I reside in the hearts of everyone. My presence is spread all over the living force. I am the driving force behind all that is happening everywhere. I am all pervasive. I am the cause for creation and I am the universal mother." Certainly, the entire universe is filled with Sai. My attempt to talk about Sai's philosophy will be like a small kid just started learning alphabets A, B, C. I have read Sri Sai Satcharitra a number of times, but consider my knowledge is just limited as I am only a beginner. I hope and pray that Sai will grant me with the same opportunity in the coming Janmas also, to enable me to progress further and understand his philosophy much better. Even a leaf does not move and an ant does not sting anyone without receiving command from the Lord. In my effort to talk about the greatest saints of our times, I would limit myself to say that Lord Sainath is using me as a tool to talk about him. I feel that there is no substitute for the word gratitude. I remain forever indebted to Lord Sainath for holding my hand and leading me on the spiritual path. Sadgurus are like lamps in society, helping us to remove the darkness into which we are embedded. It would be foolish to probe into the raw materials with which the lamps are made. Sai lighted the lamps with water in Dwarkamai that gave light to the surroundings and removed the darkness called ignorance. We should give importance to the light received rather than how and from what source the light is emitted. It will be appropriate to say that I would be much happier to go by the path of lights as shown by Lord Sainath. Discourses by learned people are like pure water drawn from life-giving rivers Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Krishna and Godavari. Many varieties of fish are surviving in these rivers. However, at the end, all these rivers merge in the sea. Even though water from the sea is saltish in taste, large number of varieties of fish is surviving. We are like fish in the Sai Sagar. Sai's words are generally simple in language, structured to be useful to a wide cross-section of his devotees, as they do not understand higher level languages. Fully blossomed lotus appears beautiful in a tank of water. If it is kept outside water even for a while, it loses its freshness. Of course, active life of fully blossomed lotus even in water is limited. Great scholars like Hemad Pant were born, brought up and ended their lives like the lotus flowers in the company of Sri Sainath and his devotees. Hemad Pant had become a role model in terms of devotion to one's Guru. I am making a small effort to put before you whatever little I know about Sai's philosophy in simple language for the benefit of Sai devotees. Whenever I hold Sai Satcharitra in my hands, For Parayana, I always felt in my mind as if Sai wanted to convey that my children are like flying kites in the sky. Twine attached to the kite for flying is their life. Baba said, I am like the bobbin to ensure that the twine never gets entangled. This is in line with one of the 11 assurances of Sai, wherein he said that I shall always protect my devotees whenever called for from my samadhi. I was feeling sad that I could not undertake any pilgrimage. Sai consoled me, saying, You need not go to Haridwar for having darshan of the Lord Hari. Close your eyes and open the gates of your mind, and you can find Hari there. This tattva we can find in chapter 15 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. As told by Baba himself, I reside in everybody's hearts, pray on me, and I shall always be ever ready to protect you. If you adopt illegal means to make quick money, be sure to face untold miseries that follow in the due course of time. Work for appeasement of Lord, which alone would serve long-term interests. We come across this tattva in the chapter 25 of Sai Satcharitra. Damu Anna Kasar wanted to join with other partners in a business deal for making quick money. Baba said to Damu Anna, there is no dearth of money in your house. Do not overstretch to become rich overnight. Thus he prevented Damu Anna from adopting wrong methods for making quick money. The breeze flowing from Sai Sagar will be the same either inside the towering buildings built by wealthy people or in small huts constructed by the poor ones by their side. This is rightly demonstrated by the same amount of love and affection Baba showered on all. Baba loved equally all the three devotees, Gopal Mukunda Bhuti, a well-to-do rich man, Shyama, a poor teacher, and Bhagoji Shinde, a person suffering from leprosy. All belong to different sections in society. At times, money earning becomes an obstacle for those traveling on the spiritual path and becomes a source of headache. No doubt, money is essential to meet the daily needs in our life and for bodily care. We therefore should earn enough money to meet minimum necessities of life. Baba put this aspect into practice always. Baba used to collect money from his devotees by way of dakshina, nearly 500 rupees on every day. He used to distribute the entire collection to his devotees by evening. Next day morning, he would again set out on bhiksha. Peace never flows out from alcohol. Peace comes only after fulfilling all responsibilities in life. We come across this aspect in chapter 19 of Sai Satcharitra. Baba sat on the chest of the drunkard in his dream, pressed him hard, and finally let him off only after receiving an assurance that he would never drink again. We will look into another tattva. Taking bath after performing the last rites of an unclaimed body is as good as bathing 1,000 times in the holy Ganges. Baba stood as an example for this act by performing the last rites of the ardent devotee Megha in Shirdi. I feel happier in watching my children enjoying with fireworks like Vishnu Chakra on the festive days like Diwali. Baba believed that festivals are an outlet for joy and fun. So he created an atmosphere for enjoyment on all the festive days in Shirdi. We can know from chapter 6 of Sai Satcharitra that Sai organized the celebrations of important festivals like Holi, Sri Ramanavami, Diwali, and Guru Purnima in Shirdi. He had renovated the temples of Maruti, Shiva, and Ganapati with his money to increase people's devotion. People do not mind falling at the feet of fellow human beings for deriving material benefits. But they hesitate to kneel down before Lord. We can know this from chapter 5 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. Bhai Krishna ji installed padukas under the neem tree to mark the arrival of Baba in Shirdi. Baba said while touching the padukas, "These are the Lord's feet. Those who light dhoop sticks on Thursdays and Fridays will be blessed. Do not hate a rich person and do not humiliate a poor man." Let us refer to chapter 12 of Sai Satcharitra. Baba sent millionaire Gopal Mukund Bhuti to a poor Brahmin Mule Shastri for collecting the dakshina from him and thereby fostered friendship between the rich and the poor. Injury and sickness are only to the physical body. The heart should extend support and console the body. We can know this from chapter 7 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. In the year 1910, on the festive day of Diwali, Baba put his hand into Dhuni at Dwarka Mai in a bid to save the child of a blacksmith accidentally fallen down from his mother's lap into the fire. Dr. Paramanand was summoned from Bombay to attend Baba's burnt hand. Baba turned away the doctor, saying that God is my doctor. Baba himself had undergone the suffering on behalf of the child. A true physical body is neither elated by wearing costly robes, applying perfumes, nor does repent on their withdrawal. We should know that happiness and sorrow are the two relative states of mind. Till 1909, Baba was not respected by many residents in Shirdi. They treated him as a mad fakir and never bothered for him. However, from 1910 onwards, he was worshipped and offered with costly clothes and jewelry. Externally, Baba bowed submitted to their love and devotion, while internally he did not care for the new physical comforts. "Come to me with your ajnana. I shall remove the ignorance and light the lamps of jnana." We can know this from chapter 5 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. Baba used to take oil from the grocery merchants in Shirdi for lighting the lamps in Dwarka Mai. One day, all the merchants united and refused to give oil. Baba had full faith in the God, and to everybody's surprise, he lighted the lamps with water. Later, he pardoned the repenting merchants and suggested them to possess good qualities. Thieves will steal away your wealth and cause agony to the heart, whereas God would feel happier by the spiritual wealth amassed by you and grant happiness to your heart. We can know this from chapter 36 of Sai Satcharitra. Once an elderly person from Goa was unhappy as his wealth amounting 30,000 rupees was stolen and grieved a lot for the loss. His friend was a devotee of Dattatreya and pledged to offer his first salary 15 rupees to Dattadeva. Baba blessed both of them. Baba restored the lost wealth in the case of first person and accepted the dakshina of rupees 15 from the second person, making them both happy. Sexual relationship with one's own wife is like sugar. Extramarital affairs are like inviting more sugar into the body than what is needed. We come across this tattva in chapter 49 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. A well-to-do man came from Bijapur along with his family for having darshan of Baba. The woman lifted her veil. Nana Sahib Chandorkar, seated by the side of Baba, was stunned by her extraordinary beauty and was eager to watch the woman's face again and again. Baba cautioned and controlled Nana in time and thereby corrected him. All Vedas, Upanishads and holy scriptures are like pure rivers ultimately joining the sea. All scriptures are meant as guidelines for good character building. Searching for standards in the sea called Sai Sagar would be meaningless. We can know this aspect from the chapters 12 and 27 of Sai Satcharitra. Mule Shastri of Nasik considered himself a scholar. In his view, Baba was a mad fakir. He felt that he would become unholy by entering into Dwarkamai. He was watching Baba from a distance. Baba appeared in the form of Mule Shastri's Guru Golab Swami and removed his ignorance. Later, Mule Shastri prostrated before the feet of Baba and was finally blessed by Baba. There are no witnesses and clues in the field of spiritualism. We only have the experiences to share and the feelings generated thereby. Baba appeared as Sri Rama to a doctor and to the lady from Madras Bhajan Samaj. He appeared to Mule Shastri as his Guru Golab Swami and to another devotee as his Guru Kaka Puranik. He appeared to Shyama and Gopal Mukund Bhuti in their dreams simultaneously and ordered them to construct Bhuti Wada. For all these happenings, can we get answers about how they happened? Certainly not. In materialistic world, you insure for the safety of all the wealth gathered and other physical possessions. In the same way, insure with me for a spiritual life, so that you can find a safe passage to your destiny. As an example, we can understand from chapter 31 of Sri Sai Satcharitra from the life history of Tatya Sabnolkar. Tatya was given Baba's Padatirtha and he passed away without much difficulty. Baba, on hearing the death of Nolkar, said, "Oh, Tatya had passed away before us. He has no rebirth. How long can you keep running away from the death that is following every moment like a shadow? Therefore, do not be scared of death." We come across this tattva in chapter 33 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. Baba used to distribute udi to his devotees to constantly remind that the physical body would one day turn into ashes after going through all the phases in one's life cycle. There is no point in going on thinking how one's last rites would be performed. They would certainly happen as per the karmic deeds. In line with this tattva, Baba supervised the last rites of Megha, his ardent devotee. However, when Radhakrishna Mai died under mysterious circumstances, Kopargaon police performed her last rites. Man can fly in the air seated in a plane. If he uses the complete fuel only for flying, he is certain to crash land. Always keep sufficient reserve fuel, enough for safe landing. In materialistic world, it is but natural to cling to power till the last minute for the sake of glamour and comforts. Baba advocated not working in high position till the end of service. We can know this from the lives of Dasaguna Maharaj, Balasaheb Bhate and B.V. Dev. Dasagunu was a police sub-inspector. Balasaheb worked as a deputy collector. And B.V. Dev as Tahsildar have all opted for voluntary retirement and utilized the remaining part of their life in service of Baba. I have also, as per the advice of Baba, at the age of 54, opted for voluntary retirement from the Government of India's service and engaged myself in service of Baba and his devotees. Now we proceed further. A husband and wife team has to have lot of understanding and mutual cooperation from each other in fulfilling their responsibilities in life. Once the responsibilities phase is completed, they should move forward with the same zeal into the spiritual world. We can know about this in Sri Sai Satcharitra as we read about Kapadde. He was working as barrister in Amaravati. He was very much fond of his wife and bore a lot of attachment towards her. When both visited Shirdi, Baba gave permission for their return journey differently. At first, Kapadde was to leave after 4 months and his wife was to join him later after 3 more months. In this way, Baba helped the development of detachment in Kapadde. Later on, when Kapadde's wife expired, Baba advised Kapadde to adopt a spiritual path. While fighting enemies, friends and relatives would join in your fight. But when you are fighting a battle against death, nobody would come near you to help. We can see this aspect in the death of Baba's ardent devotee Tatya Sahib Nulkar. As he suffered from a tumor, his wife and children were away from Shirdi. Nulkar's childhood friend, on the advice of Baba, was present by his side to serve him. Towards the end, his eldest son was called from Bombay, who gave Padatirtha of Baba just before his death. A pregnant woman, while suffering labor pains, waits anxiously to bring a new life into the world. An old man on the deathbed also undergoes the same pain in trying to re-enter the stream of life cycles once again. We can know this from chapter 33 of Sai Satcharitra. Mainatai, daughter of Nana Sahib Chandorkar, in Jamner was undergoing labor pains and prayed Baba. Baba came to her rescue by sending Udi from Dwarka Mai in time. Balaram Mankar handed over the household responsibilities to his eldest son and spent his remaining part of life in Shirdi serving Baba. He totally followed Baba's advice and later left the physical body and was pushed into one more life cycle again. Whenever devotees undergo sufferings, God would attend on them in some form or other and reduce their agony. As examples, Bala Shimpi was suffering from malaria. Baba went in the form of a black dog to the temple of goddess Lakshmi, ate up the curd rice served by him, and thus cured his malarial fever. Baba prevented his devotee Hamsaraj, an asthmatic patient, from eating curd rice. Baba went to his house in the form of a cat and was caned on eating the curd rice kept for Hamsaraj. Baba bore the cane marks. Nana Sahib Chandorkar lost his way in the forest and was feeling thirsty, and Baba in the form of native bhil showed him a water source. Whenever you are in trouble in life, chant Vishnu Sahasranama for the lifeboat to travel smooth. We can know this tattva from chapter 27 of Sai Satcharitra. Shama was an ardent devotee of Baba, a school teacher by profession. He was finding it hard to pull on in life. Baba forced him to read Vishnu Sahasranama and thereby reduced his sufferings in life. Everybody should earn sufficient money to lead a comfortable life and spend the remaining part of life in contentment. One should never run away from responsibilities. We can know this from chapter 26 of Sai Satcharitra. Gopal Narayan Ambedkar worked in Abkari department, earned lot of money but spent lavishly. He resigned from the job and was left on streets. He went to Shirdi and sought Baba's help and stayed there for 7 years. He wanted to commit suicide out of frustration. Baba took pity on him, noticed his taste for astrology, and asked him to practice astrology. Subsequently, with Baba's blessings, he earned sufficient money and discharged all his responsibilities. Never travel with others while traveling on the spiritual path. You should do it all alone under the guidance of Sadguru. We come across this aspect of Tattva in chapter 26 of Sai Satcharitra. Bhaktapant came from having Baba's darshan and fell unconscious. Baba sprinkled water on his forehead. On Pant coming back to senses, Baba said, "Come what may, do not loosen your grip. Always stay firm and keep faith in your Guru." In this way, Baba wanted everybody to move forward in a path shown by their Guru. Jai Sai Ram. Jai Sai Ram. Jai Sai Ram.